Hey guys, and welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle HD. There's only a couple of hours left until Eggman fires that cannon at the Earth, but don't worry, it's not going to destroy the entire Earth, only half of it.
Yeah, now before we go into anything else, something I've been kind of waiting for the opportunity to bring up about this HD pool. For some of the cutscenes, they've had to kind of crunch them down to 4:3, unlike the other ones that they've opened up to widescreen. But look at the letterboxes on the side, particularly at the top.
I had noticed.
Yes, this is how sloppy of a job they've done with it. So they've gone out their way to letterbox it, but the letterbox doesn't even fit. I think that carries over in the console HD versions as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but goddamn, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, I have been red-pilled on Sega's incompetence towards this game.
Yeah, because you've just got like a pixel or two at the top of the screen that just goes all the way along, and it's just like, for God's sake, it's really, really annoying.
And you can tell that it was that little, shot of the arc that was the reason why they did it for this particular one. Because that's there, you can still see the cut-off of it over on the left, and it's great.
Yellow diamond. A fake yellow diamond. We will trick Eggman with this.
He'll never see it coming at all.
So yeah, I'm about to assume that Eggman has the other 6 Chaos Emeralds at this point in time.
I think so. It's a bit weird trying to piece it together because, syncing up this with the Dark Story gets a little bit confusing.
Yeah, has anyone actually ever done, a Sonic movie of SA2? I don't think even Smoothies did a Sonic movie of SA2.
I know Clement did one, that he did it in chronological order, at least I seem to recall him doing it like that way back in the day. Right. I don't know if anyone else has done LPs like that, but it's kind of a cool way of looking at it and trying to piece together where everything is, and you also see just how much filler there is in the Dark Story.
Yeah, pretty much. Eternal Engine. Pretty good stage. Again, I'm mostly here for the music, which is dope as fuck.
It is, yeah. This is very much the kind of base level idea. It's the trope name for this kind of level on TV tropes as well, because it is
so it is.
Yeah, you think of an Eternal Engine, this is the exact kind of level that you get, and a lot of games do have levels like this, but this is the definitive one. You want to be careful where you're shooting, because some of them open up and blow you into space, and this is fucking funny, I've got to show this off. Can you see what I'm going to do here? I can,
yes. And I love you for it. This is Omachan, by the way, it's the tutorial thing for the game. Bye! Oh
Fuck
god!
You. Fuck you! Yeah, I don't like Omachan that much.
It's my worst nightmare, infinite mecha riches.
Yeah, and them things are really fucking annoying, by the way. They just swoop in front of you as you jump.
Oh, I can think of something worse than these arc levels, and it should be coming up soon.
Oh, would they be blue and liquidy by any chance?
Yes, they are blue and liquidy, but if they were green they would die,
I don't know how that quite works. Given, Tails' mech is colourblind, but whatever.
It's a fucking reference. I forget you were born after, Eiffel 65 had their heyday, so it's understandable.
Oh, that's what you're getting at, Jesus Christ.
You're not on point at all today, Flame. Pick up the slack. You're meant to be running this playthrough.
Oh, yeah, that's news to me. But yeah, this is the annoying thing. You either want to get really up close to him to, use the melee attack, or you have to time it very specifically. Why don't they get sucked into space? They were directly above that. They can't be stuck on that side.
No, you'd be surprised.
Well, it's because they're artificial, so they can just be stuck, because that's clearly a thing that artificial things can do.
Well, I mean, you can clone a person. That doesn't mean they suddenly get stand powers upon their birth.
That's what you think.
Have you ever cloned a person?
I can't disclose that information, although my username should give you some clues as to what I'm getting up to nowadays.
You're stuck in the N64 days. Yeah, got it.
Out with the old brittle vessel, in with the younger, stronger one. And no, I don't care if I'm still getting that quote wrong, Richie. I will always misquote Master Zayador, because he is a shit.
I would get a little bit pissy about that, because I've just finished putting up Terror Story on my channel. Subtle plug. unsubtle but completely and utterly.
You've got to get the obligatory Richie shilling in every playthrough.
Well, now instead of 4 people watching it, it'll be 6.
Yes, exactly. Just bring the people in. That's the plan.
Well, I mean, if you want to be an egotistical shit in this playthrough, I'll fire right back, mate. We're playing HellfireComms Tennis Aces now with the bands.
I am quite excited for Mario Tennis Aces. That's quite fun.
I just saw Big on the outside and nearly had a heart attack.
Yeah, well, he's got to go fishing, you know. He might catch some space fish.
I'm not even going to address that. I've just taken my antidepressant, so my brain chemistry might be a bit mixed up. But hearing Flame talk after having a near panic attack from seeing Big, who I don't think was actually in the console version of SA2 Battle, he was definitely in the Dreamcast one, is a little bit much for me to take. Although, how does gravity work here?
Magic. But yeah, that's the thing, the whole big thing. So he was originally hidden in certain levels in the Dreamcast version, but they took him out for the GameCube release. And clearly they've put him back in for the HD version, which part of me is just like, why? But then also part of me is just like, well, you know, you might as well.
Yeah, it's like they put most of his appearances back in the HD one. Like, I think there's still a couple that are missing. Like, I forget where he's meant to be in World Canyon, but I seem to recall reading that they didn't put that one back.
Aww.
And also his, I believe he was an unlockable character in the multiplayer of the Dreamcast one, but in both Battle and the HD version, they replaced him with the Chow mechs. Because he was in a mech in the Dreamcast one's multiplayer.
Why? He's a strength character. He could just punch everyone else out.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a gun.
It's true. And also he doesn't fit into any of the other gameplay styles. I mean, the locations that I remember that Big was in was he gets run down by the garden truck. He is in the cage beneath the Sonic and Shadow fight in the forest. And those are the only 2 ones that I can remember.
Okay, oh my god. So we have Sonic saying he's got to get back here now, and then hard cut to Knuckles in probably the worst Emerald finding stage in the game. Actually, second worst. We still have Rouge's one to do.
Yeah, true, yeah. Mad Space is much worse than this. But this one, actually, I was just looking at some stuff about this the other week, some of the betas and alphas and shit that's flying around. And some of the things that got left in, there's actually an invisible grind rail along the base level, near the floor here. And it's not just any random grind rail either, it's got a proper loop-de-loop and shit as well. And so if you play with that mod on that you can switch character mid-level and play as Sonic, you can ride along it, and it's really fucking bizarre that that's there.
Well, just another example of Sonic Team covering their tracks. This is a big level, Richie. I'm going to need you to break out the lyrics for this one, please.
Way ahead of you. So the intro is, it's your main man Knuckles and we in Meteor Herd. You ready to go in space? Help me get the emeralds. And then the lyrics are quite thought-provoking. So, took a shuttle to space and left my homes, at least with friends and I'm not all alone. Bad thing was the emerald spilled. Gotta search space, man, time to get in. What's this? Can't fly or climb, I just could float, hope I don't die. Meteor's coming my way, weaving, gotta go straight. Ain't a criminal, crime don't pay. Seen a crazy look, Eggman's face. Don't let it hit you, move. Don't let it hit you, move. Don't let it hit you, move, move. Don't let it hit you, move. Don't let it get your groove. Don't let it get your groove. Don't let it get your groove, groove. Don't let it get your groove. Don't let it hit you, move. Don't let it hit you, move. Don't let it hit you, move, move. Don't let it hit you, move. Don't let it get you, groove. Don't let it get your groove, 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 groove. And then there's an oh yeah. And then I think that's that's basically it. So
wow. Basically,
the majority of the lyrics are "Don't let it hit you, move/groove," and then there's a whole bit that's actually completely incorrect because he's like, "I'm not all alone." Well, no, he is. Can't fly or climb. Well, actually, no, you can. Meteor's coming my way, weaving gotta go straight. Well, they're not really actually landing anywhere close to you, so not really. Ain't a criminal? Well, that's debatable. Crime don't pay? Well, that's true, but he said he's seen a crazy look on Eggman's face, but the last time he saw Eggman was in the pyramid, so that was actually quite a while ago now, so really, this is basically basically just a lie.
Alright, game explained, calm it down.
Ain't no criminal, crime don't pay, ignore the rifle in my attic.
Jesus Christ. The backing music's fine, I'm just, like, the lyrics might as well not be there at this point.
Basically, yes.
Well, I mean, it's like very much a product of its time, really, isn't it? But yeah, that run could have gone a lot worse with this level. I'm not gonna lie.
It could have been 5 minutes. I noticed you didn't show off like how to get Knuckles. I believe it's the sunglasses.
Yeah, I did a couple of takes where I was gonna show that off, but every fucking time I got hit in the face by a fucking falling meteor thing, and I thought, nah, I ain't gonna bother. But basically what you gotta do is, I believe it's the one near where you start, you gotta punch the like boulder thing into the door, and there's a switch there, and that opens up the bit like that we're landing on now. And you can go in there, and there's a sunglasses power-up down there. And yes, you can see on Knuckles' model here, he looks fucking stupid with it.
He does. He's like a Lego character, over-encumbered with bricks that don't really fit, but kind of do.
And thank God for the drill dive here. This is how you win.
God, the character matchup things in this may as well not even like be a part of the game. They're if you let like Rouge keep getting off these attacks, you can die. I remember specifically dying in this fight, but otherwise not really that hard. Okay, I'll give credit where credit's due. The Heroes ones are worse.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's only one of these like character matchups that's actually got any degree of difficulty to it, really. Like this one, like it might take a while to clock on to what she's doing with the power-ups, but as long as you drill dive when that animation comes up, you won't get hit. But yes, here's the shipping tease moment, because we've got to have one of those.
And then obviously they dropped this like lead balloon almost immediately and decided that they wanted to ship Rouge and Shadow together because clearly that made more sense somehow.
They're part of the same team, so that makes sense.
Yeah, here they're kind of going for their rivals, but there's this kind of, you know, there's something there maybe, but like it just feels a little bit awkwardly done, really, even like looking past the fact that they're cartoon furry animals.
And Rouge could fly, so what the fuck just happened with this scene? Where's the internalized logic?
Well, Knuckles just wanted to hold her hand, didn't they?
Oh, what a creep.
Yeah, fucking Knuckles being nice to her.
Incel the echidna.
Yes, Knuckles the incel. Yeah, got 4 eggs and I can't use one of them.
That's a good job none of those, like, especially the tiny ones, fell off the side.
Thanks for quickly moving away from me talking about his dick, by the way.
No worries, that's what I'm here for. Good. The Emerald is back in one piece, much smaller than it was in the first game, but don't worry, that's just another one of SA2's logic flaws.
Oh, it'll get even smaller later, don't worry.
That's what she said.
Oh dear.
I'm not even going to ask about that one.
Smile, end scene.
Now, wasn't there something like a trick you could do in the Dreamcast one that would have Big show up in the background of that cutscene?
I think so, yes.
Oh look, Richie, is your Vietnam flashback here?
Yes, it is. And basically, it's the end section of this level that gave me such grief. Because, I mean, obviously Flame's just going to blitz through it because it's Flame and he knows this game like the back of his hand.
Hey, be fair, I've only put like 600 hours into this game.
Please tell me that's not accurate.
Well, I have a GameCube memory card somewhere with 200 on it, and bear in mind that I've played through every version of the game in full at least once.
Oh, right, yeah, that's something we should mention. Like, going through these levels once isn't all there is to the game. Like, if you go back to the map screen, there are, like, missions you can do. So, like, get 100 rings in a stage, or, like, for the Tails ones, get to the President within a certain amount of time. And if you get all A ranks, you can actually unlock a 3D remake of Green Hill Zone, which will also be showing off at the end of the game.
Yeah, we will, and we'll also be showing off like a sort of a bridge showcase of the different mission styles, because I just thought, you know, if we're showing off extras, we might as well give a taste of everything.
Okay.
But that part we just went past is probably the worst part of this level in my opinion, like by design, and that's because one of those switches does throw you into a bottomless pit.
Lovely. Awesome, fantastic, amazing. I remember playing this on stream, I think, with my mate, like, years back, and I did the light speed homing attack and whatnot on one of those artificial chaos heads, and I just kept spinning in place. I believe if you look on YouTube, the video is called Sonic Cannot Be Halted, or something similar.
Yeah, I think my favourite place to do that is actually in SA1 in Final Egg, because there's them little bug things that keep coming out of the walls, and they just keep on coming over and over. And like, I think I've spent a good minute and a half straight of Sonic just doing his thing on them before, and that amuses me for some reason.
Well, you are you, Flame, you are you.
Yes, I was a young child with a Dreamcast and a lot of free time.
A young child, and he had naught but a Dreamcast, but he was ready to play a Sonic game.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, apart from like maybe one of the Unreal Tournament games, which I can't honestly remember, the Dreamcast was like a Sonic device for me, and you know, it had the VMU thing years before like Nintendo's Wii U or Switch came along, so.
Yeah, the VMU, it was an interesting idea, but it was also quite an expensive thing to keep up. Like, the memory cards, I seem to remember them being, like, super expensive for what they were.
Well,
But that's kind of one of the things, the nature of the beast, when you're putting the screen into something that doesn't really need a screen. And then you ended up getting them third-party memory cards that shows up later that add, like, 10 times the amount of storage space for, like, half the price.
Oh, man, I bet you were just kicking yourself, and weren't you?
Yeah, basically, especially given I never really used the Shell VMU stuff, like, I just never really did. Like, I did have one of them rumble packs for the Dreamcast controller that added a lot of weight to the controller itself, and they'd have this really forced buzz, like, not like a proper vibration, but it'd just, like, be like a binary on-off thing, and, like, you'd be driving along in, like, Crazy Taxi or some shit, you'd hit something and then it'd feel like it's an earthquake going off in your hand.
Oh, was that an official thing, or was it just, like, third party?
No, it's an official one.
How the hell did Nintendo actually do Rumble properly the first time with Lilac Wars, but Dreamcast years later couldn't?
Because Nintendo are Nintendo, basically.
Well, I think it's because the Dreamcast Rumble Pack was more an afterthought, the fact that it wasn't built into the controller or anything, and, you know, it was just sort of there.
Okay, fair enough. Take it away, Flame. I know you're itching to talk about this section.
Well, before Flame goes into it, can I just say this is the bit that gave me nightmares, because it's just a confusing mess. It doesn't really give you any indication of where it wants you to go. And I just died so many times, so I hate it.
It kind of does, like, you can't really fuck yourself up here if you go off the beaten path. Like, it seems to handhold you towards the safe route here. Like, I haven't really had to know any clever tricks or anything to get where I am so far. And I'm just going to follow the route as I go down, so I think you need to get good, Rich. That's
Flame's basic summary of his entire life. He hasn't really needed to know any tricks to get where he is right now.
Well, I mean, true, but hey.
Oh, at least the platforms are multicoloured and fun to look at, bless.
Yes, the good old Tetris room, I love it so. This guy can be a little bit annoying, but like, just know when to time your jumps and you get around him, no problem. And yes, I do love how the grab onto the thing and the somersault button are the same button.
Is the fire somersault a thing you get in this level?
Yes it is. Yes! But again, that's like, it's a little bit out your way, but like, it does sort of guide you to it on your first playthrough, because there is a still crate you have to go through.
I got you. Nice job getting a B rank on there. I think I got an E the first time I played.
Yeah, I will say, because we haven't really talked about how the ranking system works in this game, it is very much a basic score threshold system. Like, there is, if you pass this score, you get this rank, and so on and so forth. Your score is boosted by things like enemy score, ring score, and time. And so if you do well on them, then, you know, you do well. I think also if you collect every ring, you get a bit of a bonus, which is a bit of a problem in some levels, but you know.
Rings and time, very good factors to get a higher rank, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, we've got important plot here that's totally not going to be a bullshit cop-out.
Yeah, and also, can we just say Eggman is holding a gun to Amy's head? Like, seriously, we're talking full-on edgelord here right now.
Oh,
like, before, you know, they went even further edgelord for Shadow the Hedgehog. But, like, this at the time is just like, oh my god!
I just love the overkill if he's in a mech with a gun on the front, a gun on the top, and he has a handgun as well.
Now you know I really mean business. Whoa, it was a trap?
Of course it was a trap!
And I enjoy how in the Dreamcast version of this, Sonic doesn't actually step onto the right section in time, and so when it cuts away, it looks like it's just jumped to like a foot or so in front of where he was.
Oh, Jesus. So yeah, this plan's fucked up, and yeah. Oh, I'm mildly perturbed by this. Sonic, no, my love.
This looks so much better in the Dreamcast version!
Sayonara, Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, at least 06 won't happen now, that's a good thing.
I don't know, I mean, that was technically intended to be a reboot anyway, so...
Yeah, definitely felt like it. So yeah, I don't know why there's a Master Emerald Shard there. I don't know if that's what that's intended to be, but it's going to blow up in a second. If you were playing Darkside first, you would not know what happened to Sonic at this point in time, but I don't think they were going to kill the title character somehow.
No. I mean, I have to say, actually, looking at this... It's one of those things where I feel that the game might have done good by actually doing a more chronological gameplay setup, in the sense of if it gave you longer between Sonic's death and, you know, his inevitable resurrection, because you can't have a game called Sonic Adventure 2 and have the main character die.
Sonic Adventure 2, Jesus HD.
Exactly. So I think the game might have been better in that sense of the kind of narrative thrust if, you know, they'd selected who should be in what levels to make it sort of one fluid narrative. But I suppose it does work the way as it is.
Yeah, and I like the scene, like, all cynicism aside. I think Ryan Drummond does great in there. Dean Bristow's always fantastic as, you know, Eggman. It's just the whole melodrama thing. It doesn't work for me here, whereas it did in SA1, because it was more like a mystery, whereas this is a government conspiracy story.
Yeah, it's difficult.
You see, I don't really have a problem with the whole, like, darkest take on this and, like, the government shit and that. I feel it kind of carries its own in this game. Not so much in Shadow. I think that's kind of where they shit over what they'd worked on in this. But, you know, it kind of works alright for me in this.
Yes. Well, that's your opinion. Oh man, this is a great scene though. I've always adored the instrumental of Live and Learn.
Yeah, this particular event piece, because there's a few different remixes of like the Live and Learn like melody that play throughout different parts, and this one is kind of, I think it's the first time we hear this particular arrangement of it, and it just works with the whole Sonic struggling, but you know he knows it's his last chance to like stop the cannon going off and shit. It's fitting.
I'll not lie and say I wasn't hyped at this point during the initial playthrough of the game. It still gets me to a certain extent, but I'm much wiser and more cynical now, so...
So you're going to be bitching about people on Tumblr being too harsh later. Got it.
Yep, you got it. Man, why do they hate Steven Universe Battle HD? It's not fair. Final Rush, the level with the candy corn striped thingamabobs, and recklessly jumping off the side to grab onto a rail. I adore this level. It's a great finale for Hero Side.
Oh, definitely. It's a lot of fun.
So fucking hype. This is my favourite Sonic level, probably my favourite level in the game. Yes, I am gonna do the skip here. Oh! This is ballsy as fuck, but you know what? I'm gonna try it. You can't like fail or succeed if you don't try.
It is very true.
And there's another one coming up right here, so you know these are like your two big jumps to skip a lot of time here, and then there's another one later on as well, but that takes a little bit more precision.
Oh, I'm getting kind of queasy, honestly. Like I didn't expect you to be this bold.
Oh, don't worry, I'll have a lot of jumps that linger on a few frames longer than I would like later on, so it'll trigger me as well. Don't worry.
Yeah, cool.
But God, like, just look at the Earth down there as well. I love the aesthetic of the space levels so much, particularly these ones around the Ark, and I will admit, for all you can say about Shadow the Hedgehog ruining the whole Ark story and that, revisiting it in that game as well, that was just so exciting for me.
All the SA2 callbacks in Shadow are amazing. Like, remember when Shadow goes super? At the end, that little sting of Live and Learn is the hypest part of that game, bar none.
Yeah, that is, like, I remember we talked about that during the Shadow playthrough, but I like how on the Shadow soundtrack there's, like, that song is called Super Shadow, and it's got a little bit of like the ambient music as like that leads into it, and then it kicks in with a riff, and just listening to that for as well is so fucking cool.
So Richie, where was it you actually got stuck at in Final Rush, mate?
It wasn't Final Rush, it was Final Chase.
Okay, well, how did you feel about this level in general, then?
I found this up to be a lot of fun. Final Chase, less so, but Final Rush definitely had a lot of fun with it. I think it's because it is sort of very fast-paced, and also just all the grinding is just great, and also visually, it's glorious. It's one of the levels that I think I sort of wish they had done in, like, Generations.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Because I mean, obviously I'm super delighted that we got Cityscape, because as I said, that is my favourite level from SA2, but I do think that Final Rush would have been an excellent choice, and actually would have been notably different to all the other levels in that game, so it would have definitely stood out, and I think it also would have just been a really good shout, because it's a lot of fun.
Now, what I will say, thinking about the just general look of this, like, at the time of recording, we've just recently learned about the racing game that's coming out this year.
Oh yeah.
Thanks Walmart for leaking that. But given that is a Sonic-specific like racing game rather than doing the whole Sega All-Stars thing, I'm hoping we get some more like Sonic-specific deeper cuts than that, and I would love to race around the Ark in a track. That would be the hypest shit, I think. Because I think the previous games have been kind of limited by the ones that people expect. Like, you're obviously gonna have Green Hill, you're gonna have Seaside Hill, things like that, whenever you get these Sega crossover games. But if they're going specifically to Sonic, then they can afford to get a little bit more creative, you know?
The thing there, though, is what's the difference aesthetically between the Death Egg and the Ark? Like, I was actually going to bring this up earlier when Eggman blew up the moon. Why is it not the Death Egg in the first place? What purpose does it serve? I mean, you could tweak Shadow's backstory and nothing would really be different.
Well, like, the Ark, they're kind of building this up as like a separate colony, and it's got the whole backstory with Gerald, and, you know, it's got, I think that Eggman face is meant to be in reference to Gerald, really,
well,
so
yeah,
that's kind of what it
yeah.
is. Yeah, but, like, they're kind of building it as a separate thing. Like, in the, like, later Death Egg stages in 3MK and that, the blue aesthetic in the background, it is quite similar, so there may well have been some inspiration there, but, you know, it is what it is, but, you know, racing through it would be hype, that's my point.
What can I say? I die hard.
I love this cutscene, I don't care. This was the hypest shit to me as a kid, I don't care.
I'll give you that, mate, don't worry about it. This is how I want to die one day, just walking side by side with my rival, who's like an edgy OC version of myself. We both start running for no reason, trying to reach a destination that we're not sure of yet, and then the music kicks in and we fight.
Yeah, especially if we get like a sick Everett Bradley song playing as we start homing attacking each other, that'd be lit as fuck.
Oh, so are you my rival in this scenario, Flame? Is that how it works?
Yeah, apparently I'm your AG double, so we're all with that.
Like you're trying to do Shadow's like hover shoe skate and it's just not working.
Okay, like, bit of a confession, and like, very much there's an easy joke to be made about my condition and shit, but when I was a kid in school, I used to run around like Shadow.
Well, whatever. I used to put like the hood of my coat on my head and pretend it was a cape.
I'm not sure if that's better or worse.
Not all the time, just when I wanted to be a superhero.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, we all do weird things when we're kids in terms of, you know, the games we play. Like, I remember there was a period where I was with a friend with a few people, and we ended up pretending to be the characters from Kingdom Hearts, which was ridiculous.
Oh no! Did you by any chance record that? Because I think I might have something to talk with you about after this.
Definitely not, because, you know, we were at junior school, so that would have been weird.
Oh, the darkness affects Kyrie. Watch the camera.
Oh, you could have been like the Kingdom Hearts equivalent of the Star Wars kid.
Game over, Shadow.
So, yeah, that was the Sonic vs. Shadow final boss. That road does eventually end. You can be bounced off if you don't time the homing attacks right, but it's very hype, man. I love the lead-in to that, at least on the hero side. Before this is all over, I'll show you the real power of Chaos Control!
Well, that's what he tries to say before the other dialogue cuts him off.
But yeah, a hype end to the hero side, and you know, I have been very nitpicky throughout this, but I still do like the hero side of the game, but we're done now, guys, so I guess next week we'll start the dark side of the game, and then in like the game's third week run, that's when all the extra stuff and final story will take place. And you ain't firing that schnoz of yours. We slap-dunked that fake emerald right in there.
Success!
I really got a sneeze! God damn it!
Dramatic zoom in.
Eventually.
There we go. It's our pal Sonic and CG. He's fine, guys. He survived the explosion. See you next time for the dark side story.
Don't criticize. I'm just living by my own feelings, and I won't give in, won't compromise, 'cause I only have a steadfast heart of gold. I don't know why I can't leave, though it might be tough, but I ain't out of control, just living by my word. Don't ask me why, I don't need a reason. I got my way, my own way. It doesn't matter now what happens. I will never give up the fight, long as the voice inside drives me to run and fight. It doesn't matter who is wrong and who is right. Well, I don't look back, I don't need to. Time won't wait, and I've got so much to do. Where do I stop now? It's all a blur, so unclear. Well, I don't know, but I can't be wrong. It doesn't matter now what happens. I will never give up the fight, long as the voice inside drives me to run and fight. Face all your bets on the one you think is right. Oh, it doesn't matter now what happens. I will never give up the fight, long as the voice inside tries me to run and fight. It doesn't matter who is wrong and who is right. No, 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 no. It doesn't matter.
Eggman steals the research from a military base located on an island to the south. The military's top-secret weapon, Shadow, sealed in the space colony Ark, the 7 Chaos Emerald. When all of the keys have been collected, world conquest will be at hand. Sonic Adventure 2, The Dark Side Story. Long live the Eggman Empire.